Welcome to It's Your Business, a program designed to highlight our local small businesses who participate in contracting and procurement opportunities at Houston Community College. I'm your host, Veronica Douglas. If you have tuned in before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. Either way, we're glad that you're joining us on today as we highlight our local small businesses for the great work they do. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, please do so today by visiting our website and clicking Let's Stay in Touch. Subscribing to our newsletter allows us to reach you in a uniform manner, providing information about the Small Business Development Program and its community partners. So with that being said, let's get started. Are you looking for a new, creative way to express yourself and your business through your brand? Well, look no more. Today, we will speak with J. Brown Henderson, president of the Urban Circle. At the Urban Circle, Brown utilizes his expertise in executive leadership, strategic planning, project management, and sales and marketing. From start to finish, Brown is involved in advancing organizational growth by optimizing operations and solving complex problems. You can expect 100% transparency, smooth communication, and operational results when working with him. Prior to his current role, Brown served as assistant manager with Hertz in 2003. He holds a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Mass Communications and Media Studies from Sam Houston State University. Welcome, Brown. It's so great to have you with us today.
A long time.
Thanks for coming on today. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, great question. I'm a devoted husband, a proud father of two boys, and a small business owner. I devote some of my time at my local church at the Lord Jesus Christ Holiness Church, where my wife and myself are youth leaders, as well as community involvement at the local high schools here in the Alvin School District.
And so how many years have you been in business?
So all in all, it's approaching 20 years or close to 20 years. Yes. A couple of years after I graduated high school, a good friend of mine introduced me to an opportunity in the music business. And after that, I have evolved and transformed into what I'm doing today, which is promotional items.
And so what differentiates you and your business from your competitors?
Good question. So a lot of my competitors, our competitors in this space, focus on just putting a logo on tangible items, right? That is a product-driven approach. Our approach to how we work with our customers is more program-driven, where we want to understand what the items are going to be used for, how it correlates and impact the customers as well as the program. So there are multiple programs that our customers work with on a yearly basis. So we really want to get behind them and act as an agency so we can help them use the tools to overcome their problems and help them achieve the results that they're looking for.
And I know that you guys stand behind creating circles of expressions for your customers, and you obviously do that through products, promotional products. But for some of us, those watching that don't know exactly what a promotional product is, tell us, a little bit more about what this is, what this item is, and what are the benefits around it.
Good question. So promotional items has many names. It goes by swag. It goes by freebies. I've heard, hey, I want some trinkets. And also the younger generation call it merch, right? They're looking for some merch. So those are tangible products that you can feel, touch, even smell, and actually put your hands on it. It is an advertising medium, but it's a tangible medium that they can hold on to and see and use on a daily basis.
And it should serve a purpose.
Exactly. Using it on a daily basis allows it to serve a purpose. And while it's serving that purpose, it's also being looked upon by the customer and their surroundings. So that merch, that swag, that trinket can be a cap, a pen, a t-shirt, a bag, or what have you. So those are just a few of 1,000 different items that are in our industry that are called promotional items.
And that was a very good explanation of the different terms around, promo products, because I know I've heard trinket merch is brand new for me. I guess I'm behind, but tchotchkes, tchotchkes back in the day, everybody would call them a tchotchke. I want one of those little tchotchkes like that. So they serve a purpose, they make a statement, they're everlasting, and they bring awareness to your brand, right?
Yes, that is true. Yes.
So what are some common mistakes that you see that people make when, looking to you to purchase their promotional products?
Some common mistakes that I can remember and provide you with the information is what they see on the internet or in that magazine. They have their own opinion of what quality is when they receive it. That's one. They also associate that price with that certain quality. They think that, oh, it looks this way in the magazine or the website. When I touch it and I look at it, it's going to have that same impression. And that's not true. In this industry, we provide a value add rather than just trying to be the lowest competitor or the lowest cost business for our customers, because we ask the right questions, making sure that they understand and we understand. And we also want to, it's always best to request samples, especially if it's a lot on the quantity side and it's a high dollar price point. You always want to request a sample and making sure that if it's event driven, that you're giving that distributor or the company that you're working with adequate time so you can associate whatever you're spending with the item that you're going to receive.
What about sizing issues, specifically like on apparel? Do you ever run into any issues where the customer requests one size, the item comes and it's the incorrect size? How do you get over those hurdles, or how do you guide your customers?
Last month, we had this particular situation. So we, as a company, again, we're not just trying to put a logo on merchandise and send it to you and work with the next customer immediately. No, we want to make sure that we're providing our customers with all of the information to make the best informed decision. A lot of times, our customer who we're dealing with is not the end user, right? That person is ordering for their boss and their team. So we want to make sure that we're giving our customer, the individual person we're working with, all of the tools and resources that they need so they can pass it on. So in that situation, we're providing product size, a size chart for that apparel, because one size don't fit all when it comes to a button down or a polo, right? So in this particular situation, it was a small order. They ordered maybe 12 or 15 pieces. This one person thought that they were a 1X. Well, they contacted us and said, hey, let me go ahead and get a 2X. We sent them a 2X. And then they said, oh, well, it's still small. Can I get another size? So even with the information that we give them, it's up to the person that we're working with to share that information and to use it wisely, because most people do not know that a size larger in men's, a size in men's is a larger size, one size up in ladies. So sometimes, like after Thanksgiving, they, grow out a little bit after the Thanksgiving. And they don't realize that certain brands fit differently on men and women. So what we can do is, again, send out random samples of a small, of an extra large, whether it's men or ladies. And again, that's going to, you have to allow yourself 3 to 5 days to consider if it's event driven, to make sure that you're ordering the right merchandise for your team.
Mhm. And how often do you update your inventory with new items?
Good question. So we use a industry-driven system that uses EDI technology, API systems, where we're networking, where it's networked with our 300 suppliers across the US. So as inventory comes in 2 or 3 times a year, it's not all done at once. So it's not all done at once from our suppliers, but our system updates like every 2 to 3 months on new products that are received from our many suppliers across the US.
And so what are some of those hot items that are out, this year? What did we see in 2023, or what are we going to see in 2024 that's new and exciting?
Yeah, so it's not going to be so much new categories being created, but it's new features with the products that are already. So there are some Bluetooth water bottles that are good for people who are outdoor driven and who like to exercise. So that's a hot item. Anything dealing with technology, anything dealing with your phone are all going to be new tech driven for 2024. We're seeing a huge trend in the space of environmentally friendly products. So that's your bamboo, all of those items from pens to Bluetooth technology that has been on a heightened trend for the past really 5 years.
And I know that I have known you since I have worked at HCC. So let's talk a little bit about HCC and the relationship that you have with us. How did your relationship first start with the college?
Okay, well, let's be totally honest here, Ms. Veronica. I'm going to take you way back when you worked at the city of Houston. That's where I first met you in this space. Could have been 12 to 13 years ago when I was a newbie in this space, thinking that I can go out and get a 6, 7 figure contract with the city of Houston. But hey, look, I set the bar high, right? So, but that's where we first met. And then, yes, you did transfer over to Houston Community College. We were able to connect again. And my first relationship with Houston Community College was again, probably actually this month will make it our 10-year anniversary that we've just been doing business with Houston Community College. And that goes back to when I spoke with, I believe, the executive director at the time. And I was still a newbie. I met with him. We met for probably about 25, 30 minutes. He said, yeah, Brown, drop off these catalogs, man, and I'll get it around. I'll get it around the campus. And I don't believe I heard anything from Houston Community College at least maybe a year and a half after that, because I think the procurement department at the time was in its rebuilding phase. So I didn't hear anything until my son was born. So a gentleman at the community college reached out to me and asked me, did I have a state contract? And at that time, it was the first order, the largest order that was the first order that Houston Community College allowed us to earn. And when I sent him my credentials about having the state contract, he turned around and we got a purchase order. And that was at least 2 or 3 days after my first son was born. And I was just ecstatic because everything was just bleak. And I was still going to workshops, going to hub seminars, still moving around, trying to learn how this public sector worked, still keeping in contacts. And lo and behold, we received our first purchase order 10 years ago, and it's been growing ever since.
So tell us about some of the merch that you are providing for us now. I'm sure many of our viewers have seen this stuff around town on the HCC employees. So tell us about some of the stuff that you provided for us.
So, it's numerous from 10 years ago, anything from diploma covers to folders to multiple t-shirt orders. Also some custom projects that we've done, some custom padded diploma covers that we were able to source out, and multiple pins, awards, years of service programs that we've done for the institution, a lot of custom drawstring backpacks with full color designs on both sides, to working with the Goldman Sachs department. And student services is another department that we've done a lot of work over the years. And those are the type of goods and merchandise that we've provided to the community college.
So when our end users reach out to you for your services, what information is crucial that they give you in order to make sure that this is a seamless process from start to finish?
Oh, wow, Ms. Veronica, I wish it was that simple, that says that they give us all of the information we need, right? Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So we at Urban Circle, we have a team that we constantly reiterate, hey, this is the kind of information that we need. What is the product going to be used for? What kind of results are you looking to achieve? Are we trying to solve a problem? Are we trying to appreciate team members? Are you wanting to incentivize students, right? Is this a years of service program? What problems are we trying to overcome? Are we trying to retain students? Are we trying to reach out to them in some shape, form, or fashion? Those questions are asked. Are these items going to be delivered? Are they for an event? Right? Those are just some of the information that we need to make sure that we're sourcing not only just the right merchandise, but also are we providing a good price for the customer? Because anything that's domestic is going to be a little bit high, but you're going to receive it in a timely manner, right? However, some items that if you're ordering in large quantities, depending on what that item is, we want to make sure that we're offering the best price possible. And so we'll reach out to some of our overseas suppliers to be able to save not only Houston Community College money, but our taxpayers' money.
I think that's really important as well. Well, what about the artwork? Is that something that we provide to you? Is that something that you can assist us with? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, good question. So a lot of the times we work with the end user in trying to convey the image that they see for their program. And once we work with the end user, they'll provide us the artwork. Sometimes it's creating that artwork from what they imagine, right? And then we work with the marketing department to make sure that we are providing the artwork where we're protecting the institution's brand and making sure that we're following the right brand guidelines, that the integrity is there, and that we're not overlapping or infringing upon the registration and the trademarks of HCC.
So, and with all that being said, with the artwork and going through that process, I know there is something known as a setup fee. Can you tell us, is this an industry standard? Explain to us a little bit about what the setup fee involves.
Okay, so setup fee involves the labor that we have to pay our team in order to work with the art, the machine, and the merchandise. Now, when it comes with the setup, 80% is pretty much standard, but depending on the type of decoration that is being used, there is no setup charge. So if I'm at the computer and I want to print a full color image from the printer, my team and I, we're not going to charge you because we're doing a type of decoration called sublimation, where you're taking the sheet of paper, you laying it on the garment, you heat pressing it. We're not charging for that, but primarily all of the other type of setup charges deals with the decoration method. There are multiple decoration methods within our industry, from embroidery to screen print to debossing to embossing to etching. So all of that takes additional time. And that's what that time is for, being able to pay our team to work with the art, the machine, and the merchandise itself. But it's one-time setup fee if it's new art. Now, if it's a repeat art, we've already done the legwork on the front. So that setup fee is a lower price point, or we don't charge a setup fee at all.
So you've had a relationship with HCC for over 10 years. What advice would you give someone watching this channel that is interested in doing business with the college?
Persistently wait. And in terms of that, it's something that I went through and that I did. So when I met with the executive director at the time, I dropped out. It was 5 catalogs. 5 catalogs. 10 years later, we're in a good place, right? It doesn't happen overnight, but 5 catalogs and working and introducing myself to the procurement team, introducing myself to some of the end users, and being able to just being available and persistently waiting your turn, because if a person has a car, they're not out looking for a new car until they have a problem. So all of a sudden, when there was a problem occurred with HCC, a gentleman called me up and said, "Hey, do you have a state contract?" Now, had I not been in position, a small business has to be in position to do business with any company, large or small. We were in the position, having the right credentials, being able to take that order. Had we not had that state contract, we would not have been able to get that first order, and that next person in line for him to call would be in that place right now.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about some of the other clients that you have outside of HCC. Are you in the private sector, public sector, or do you deal a lot with individuals?
Good question. We are not a business to consumer entity. Thank you, Lord. We are in the business, B2B, and we focus on the public sector. And so when we got our certifications, we had to decide if we were going to go private or go public. So we decided to go the public sector route. And some of our clients in this space consist of a lot of agencies in Austin, Texas, such as Texas Health and Human Services, Department of Public Safety, TxDOT we do business with, other colleges and university in the state of Texas we do business with as well. Texas Southern University, University of Houston Downtown, and Texas A&M International. So, but our baby and our home is right here with Houston Community College, because you all gave us an opportunity when my son was born, about 2 or 3 days old. So you all will always have a special place in my heart.
Well, we appreciate that. We really do. And it's been great working with you, knowing you, and watching you along your journey. You have really, really come a long way. That cooperative contract or that state contract in your pocket, a lot of folks don't know to have that. So I commend you for knowing that. And in closing, tell us how our viewers can contact you. Leave us with some words of advice. How can we get in touch with you?
Yes, most certainly. So my website, you can reach us at www.tucllc.us. Again, that website is www.tucllc.us. And you can reach us by email at info@tucllc.us. Again, info@tucllc.us. And
Again,
call us 713-226-8720. Again, that number is 713-226-8720. Someone is standing by the line right now to take your call.
I love that. I love that. And I have a call into you as well. So I'll be speaking with you shortly after our program today. So thank you again, Brown, for coming on. We appreciate everything that you've done for the college and for the community.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. You have a wonderful day. Take care. Happy holidays to you.
For It's Your Business, I'm your host, Veronica Douglas. Please don't forget to stay involved with our procurement department here. You can do that by visiting our website and registering your business in our bonfire portal. While you're there, as I said in the intro, make sure that you sign up for the Small Business Development Program's newsletter so that you can stay involved and active in all of our community outreach. For It's Your Business, I'm your host, Veronica Douglas, and we will see you next time.
Childhood cancer is a monster. I had no idea the magnitude of it, but when we arrived at St. Jude, they were able to give her therapy that specifically targeted those cancer cells. So Hazel is proof that the research that they are doing is working. St. Jude is life, and we are forever grateful.